And the next episode opens with Pikachu waking up in a motel bathtub with stitches across his stomach.
How the did I get to Tijuana?
You might be wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Freeze frame.
It's spooky week on To Kill A Delibird this week. Whoa, spooky. Welcome back to the Spooky Podcast, where we watch Pokemon, we talk about Pokemon, and then
my god, it's a really spooky week.
One of us doesn't know Pokemon,
It's so terrifying to not know anything about Pokemon, Kellan.
God.
Can you save me from this fate?
I'm Kellan, I know Pokemon, but Graham doesn't.
How much do I have to pay you to talk like that for the whole episode?
Pay my rent next month.
Okay. Well, you know what? Not only would that be a misuse of... paying your rent would be a good use of money, I guess, but I don't think I want you to talk like that the whole episode, I realize.
Yeah, me neither. I don't want that either.
So strange.
It'd be very annoying and difficult to keep that up for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm. So our themes this week are a little mishmashed, aren't they, Kellan? It's not just spooky, it's also dance-orific.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's the same thing.
Dancing is scary.
Yeah. Spooky.
The true horror. Salsa.
I mean, yeah.
The foxtrot. Waltz.
Scaring me. Anyway, how's life?
West Coast swing. Life's alright. Life's good.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Nerd stuff. I saw Dune Part 2 over the weekend. That kind of dates this.
Did you get the popcorn bucket you can fuck?
That is an American thing, I believe.
Oh,
yeah, because I did look for it, and I don't think that's available in Canadian theaters.
Dang.
Yes. So for those who are like, what are you talking about? Like, it's at AMC in the United States. They have a limited time popcorn bucket that is a sandworm from the movies Dune and Dune Part 2. But it's like the sandworm's mouth is like the opening to the bucket. It would be a really loose fuck though, Kellan. They have huge mouths. They have huge mouths. I would have got it, not to fuck, but to put on this shelf. I think that thing looks sick.
Yeah, I've got one special popcorn bucket, and it's the Mario one.
Ah,
of course.
Right. What did they do for that? Just like Mario design on the outside? Or?
It's a question mark.
Oh,
box.
It's a question mark box. That's right. Yeah. That's actually sick. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's up there with the sandworm.
Yeah.
Shai Halud.
So Dune was good?
Dune was extremely good. I am a pretty big sci-fi nerd. Yes, I don't know that much about Pokemon, but I have a lot of other nerd bases covered. So I've read some of the books. I've read Dune and Dune Messiah. Pretty good adaptation, as good as we'll ever get by far, right? Because like Dune is one of those things that's like been considered a little bit unfilmable. There have been 2 attempts in the past before this version has kind of landed. There's a few changes to sort of the narrative near the end, but overall, yeah, it was a really good adaptation. It's beautiful. The sound is wild. Like my mind was racing and my heart was pumping the whole time. And sandworms are so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Just give me a sandworm to ride.
I remember when I was younger, classic Flash games. There was one, I don't remember the name of it, but there was one game I liked to play a lot where you were a big worm eating everybody.
Oh, nice.
And as you upgrade and like eat more people, your worm can like get wings or dig faster. It was a wild game. Yeah, it was wild.
That's the kind of shit.
I gotta find that game again. It was so good.
To iPads. Now you see kids sitting on iPads playing this weird shit. But the problem is that they've got like 10 billion ads in them.
Yeah, it's don't get me started on the whole iPad children's media thing. Yeah, well, it's children's media stuff. Is rough. Yeah, except Bluey. We love Bluey on this podcast.
Ah, yes. For kids shows, yeah, I'm not really up to date on them. Heard good things about Bluey.
Bluey is wonderful.
Other than that, it's always like classics, right?
Yeah, you don't even need kids to watch Bluey. It's a great show for everybody.
It's that good, eh? Bluey?
It's that good. It really is.
Okay, so this isn't like a Pet Patrol situation or something.
No, God, no. No, Bluey is just incredible.
Okay, cool,
all around.
Cool.
It's very funny. Very, very funny. And very cute.
I like this one I've seen a few episodes of called Shaun the Sheep. I don't think that's as current anymore.
Yeah, that's an old one, isn't it?
It's not that old. But it's older. Yeah, it's maybe like 10 years old.
That's old.
So that's old by kid show standards. Yeah, but it is also like one of those kid shows that's like, oh, I'm actually genuinely laughing. Like that was actually really funny.
It's 2007. It started.
Oh, it's old.
So
it's older than I thought. Okay.
But he comes from Shaun the Sheep is a character.
So Wallace and Gromit thing, maybe?
From Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, so okay. It's a spin-off.
Yeah, I believe his first appearance was 95, it looks like. From Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
Anyway, yeah, watch Bluey. It's great. Genuinely recommend.
Watch Dune. That was what this segment was about.
No, it's about Bluey now. Hooray!
Bluey on the desert planet Arrakis, where they are mining for spice. Bluey, do you succumb to the Emperor?
Let's play Keepy Uppy. Hooray!
Bluey plays Keepy Uppy on the sand planet Arrakis.
and it's Australian. So you get Australian accents too, which is great.
Oh, delightful.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Well, that's my take on Dune and Kellan's take on Bluey, which is how we intend to review movies from now on, by the way.
Yep.
We're going to mishmash things.
Yeah, you talk about something you've seen, I'll talk about something I've seen that is not nearly related.
That kind of works. I would say that's really the peanut butter chocolate kind of it all, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been up to much of anything this week. I have just been playing Mario RPG, trying to get that 100%, and
so you finished the main campaign,
rip my hair out. Yeah.
And what did you think of the game?
It was good.
Both as like, I guess, as the remake aspect of it, and like, as an original game.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I definitely prefer the first two Paper Marios, though, in terms of Mario RPGs. Like, I'll go back and play Thousand Year Door over Mario RPG any day of the week.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think that to some people it might be a hot take, because there's this weird thing that happened, especially with people of my generation, where those people who like discovered Mario RPG, because it wasn't that popular. Like RPGs weren't that popular at this time, but it did have like a cult following and that sort of thing. Like same with Earthbound, there was like a cult following, didn't sell that well, and so the people who were into it were like really into it. And some of those people like didn't really make the leap to Paper Mario. It's like they almost didn't get the memo that it's sort of like the spiritual successor. But yeah, those first two Paper Mario games are good spiritual successors. Like they are the next kind of version of the Mario RPG idea. So
yeah, my main kind of complaint when comparing Paper Mario with Mario RPG is like the combat in Paper Mario games is a lot more interesting and fun. Like, I love action commands, and Mario RPG has them, but Mario RPG's action commands get pretty stale, I think.
Yeah, Paper Mario expanded on that idea.
Yeah.
Because that was like that was novel at the time. Like that was actually something Square did that was pretty innovative, of like combining sort of a few Mario action ideas into like turn-based combat, which like they'd been doing for a while and very well turn-based combat. But that was sort of the innovation that Paper Mario kind of ran with that. So like that makes sense too, because like you're seeing like the beginning of it all.
Yeah, like RPG has very limited selection of action commands. It's like press the button at the right time, spin the control stick, mash the button, and then like only Geno's moves have like hold the A button for a bit. When Paper Mario gets like repeatedly tap the stick to the left, press all of these different buttons in sequence. And then you get into 2 and it's like line up the cursors, launch the bombs in at the angle you want to launch them, mash R, which is an interesting mash to do. And just Paper Mario really expands on the action command thing. And I think in Super Mario RPG, it gets a little stale doing the same like 4 or 5 over and over again.
Well, that's one of the weird things with like playing a remake of something after you've played the things that like were inspired by it, because like you're seeing better versions of these ideas in other games.
But the thing about a remake is that they could have made them better. It's the point of a remake.
It depends how literally you go into like what is the role of a remake. This is really philosophical, especially since Final Fantasy VII Rebirth just came out. Because that takes a whole different angle on remake. Whereas like Super Mario RPG looks to be like a very authentic and accurate remake. Like it's just like in updated visuals, but it's the same game, right?
Yeah, like it's a faithful remake with quality of life changes, basically.
Whereas the Final Fantasy VII remake and then Final
it's like
Fantasy
a whole
VII
different game.
It's a whole.
Isn't it?
It's expanded into a trilogy. This is now part 2 of what was originally one game,
and it was a straight up like different genre, wasn't it? Than the original?
I would say it's a different genre. It's much more action oriented. It doesn't really count as turn based anymore, and they redo the story really. Like there's like new plot threads and different timeline kind of shenanigans. So I don't know. It's just like we've totally overloaded this word remake and totally overloaded the idea of a remake. Just make new things.
Yeah.
But I do like things like I got Super Mario RPG as well. I haven't played it yet, but I like that kind of faithful thing just because of how difficult it is with games like preservation and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice to have like going back and revisiting, but
yeah, it just depends on like how faithful, like how many things are they keeping to be faithful that were bad about the original design. Like Super Mario RPG is, I think, in terms of a faithful remake, is a good remake. But then you get like Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and I think those are bad remakes because they keep a lot of the shit that made Diamond and Pearl pretty bad just to be faithful, which was a problem.
Yeah, but that depends who it's for then, too, right? Like, are you trying to explore this piece of history? Is it maybe your first time playing it? Or did you play it before and you want, like, a new version of it?
Well, if you want to explore history, play the original then. That's the history. This is a new game. I think a remake should fix the things that were bad about the original game.
Counterpoint, and I more or less agree with you, actually. So this isn't a counterpoint. It's more like a companion opinion. They need to re-release the original games. They need to have ports. They need to have ways of accessing them. They need to have it on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
Because otherwise these remakes don't really count as a path to history, and they're clearly just like, I don't know, like to what point are they just cheaply made return on investments?
I mean, I think a remake has a place. It just depends on how it's done. Like, I don't know. I think Mario RPG is a pretty solid in terms of a remake. I think there are things that could have changed and made better, but I'm not mad about it or anything. But yeah,
it was a charming game overall, right?
Yeah, and I think there's also merit to the Final Fantasy VII route. I think it's actually really interesting to take a game, keep the essence and the story and whatnot, and flip it into a new genre. See what you can do with that. I think that is an interesting idea that we should explore further in the video game developer community.
It is interesting. I think you could argue that they didn't keep the essence of the story either, though.
Well, just in general, you know what I mean.
It's like this weird interpretive Kingdom Hearts-esque disaster nightmare dream.
I think it'd be very interesting to have one game that releases in like 3 or 4 different genres.
Just see what that'd be. Sick idea. Yeah,
that'd be great. That'd be
now
so
what is it? Are there franchises that have done that? Been like very I feel like there are, but I can't think of one now.
I have no idea.
Not commonly, but I get what you're saying. That's a great idea. For some reason, my mind is going immediately to like the hardest franchises to do that with, though. And I'm like, let's have a Crazy Taxi JRPG. I want Crazy Taxi remade as a strategy game.
That'd be something.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Anyway, we can move on.
Well, you know what else is stupid?
That's very philosophical.
Yeah, we got relatively serious for us and constructive. So let's get stupid. Let's get crazy. So, okay, so the 2 episodes we're reviewing today are episode 123, Illusion Confusion, also known in Japanese as Ho-Ho and the Mysterious Forest. This isn't to be confused with Ho-Oh. This is Ho-Ho, Japanese name for Hoothoot. And then episode 124, Flower Power, also known as Kyrie Hana's Battle Dancing. And that's really the setup I wanted, Kellan. Battle Dancing. This is an episode that combines 2 things together, all right? It combines battle and dance. Now, we've already established you're afraid of dance, so bear with me as we explore the top 10 things to combine with dancing.
Yeah, I guess that's canon now, huh? I'm
afraid of dancing. Afraid of dance? Yeah. It's part of TKAD lore. It's a weird
the
one.
flamenco.
Look behind you.
No ballet.
It's Swan Lake, Kellan, run.
Don't tango towards me.
Well, let's get into it.
Number 10.
Number 10, cooking. And that is also that you can make salsa while you salsa.
Ooh, hey-oh.
Hey-oh. Combining cooking with dance. That isn't dangerous at all. Make sure you don't have an open flame. That'll sure keep your partner away.
Or hot oil.
Ooh, yes,
Don't be throwing shit into the oil from 3 feet away.
Yeah, it sounds kind of fun though, but dangerous. Don't do it.
Don't do it, kids.
Number 9, this would be extremely difficult because it's difficult by default. Running marathons. Now imagine that in the Olympics. Oh,
that'd be great.
They've hit the 10-kilometer mark. Oh, the contestant from Brazil is handling it deftly, dancing at every step. Oh my God, the Finnish marathon runner has not stayed in sync with the beat. They are disqualified.
They're entering the final Irish jig turn.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Number 8.
Teaching any class that is conventionally non-physical. I want to go to like an astrophysics lecture where the professor has to tap dance the whole time.
No. It's not a regular lecture. He's just doing an interpretive dance the whole time. And you have to figure out what the lecture's about.
Oh yeah, the good profs actually like integrate the two, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just about they're talking, they're dancing separate, but it's a holistic activity.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we'll really understand Schrodinger's cat through a dance routine.
Yes, exactly. Number 7.
Coming to GDQ this summer, speedrunning, a new category where you have to dance while you speedrun. This is the Mario 64 60-star dancing only run.
Well, now I gotta know if there's Just Dance speedruns.
Only dance while you just dance playing Just Dance.
Just Dance 4, 1 active player.
Oh, did you actually look it up? They do have Just Dance
on speedrun.com. There is. They are not active, though.
It's not an active community.
No.
Imagine speedrunning like Ring Fit.
People do that.
What?
That is a thing, yeah.
Are they just like psycho athletes?
Well, I believe there's 2 categories. I think there's categories for like every world in the full game categories, and then I think there are categories for like you do it properly and you do it just with the controllers. Like you play with the controllers, like you don't actually do the exercises. Yeah. The any percent full game world record speedrun is 10 hours and 44 minutes.
And that is like doing the exercise.
I believe that is doing the exercises.
You'd almost have to like submit video footage of you moving.
Yeah.
That's insane. 10 hours of doing that? Oh my God. Number 6, board meetings. Those sound boring. Fun. Let's make them fun. Let's hear about your earnings this quarter while dancing. You're actually fired. You can tango your way right out of this office.
Tell us your yearly projections to the YMCA.
Yeah, there you go. La cucaracha your way out of my office.
Number 5. 5?
Number 5. Dancing during showings of Dirty Dancing, Footloose, really any classic dance movie.
Yes.
That just sounds kind of fun. I'm thinking like showings of The Room, but like dance interactive, don't put baby in the corner, you know?
Mm-hmm, of course, yes.
Well, that's for relaxing. But what about the workday, Kellan? And I'm thinking about really one of the most demanding professions of all, surgeons. Now, would surgeons actually do more effective surgery if they were dancing while operating?
I don't think so.
A little more nicked arteries, maybe?
Don't worry, it's just a routine circumcision. Oh. Suddenly, jazz hands.
Ay.
Number
3. Well, let's continue down the dark path and really into full-on darkness. I've never been to a demon summoning ritual in the witchcraft community, but I bet you if they had a dance, it'd be fucking wild. Just like mosh pitting while summoning demons. You know, pentagrams, candles, the whole thing. Probably the biggest worry here, though, is the fire hazard if somebody kicks over a candle.
Yes, of course. Well, that's why I think most demon summonings that are up to code use those fake candles with the switches on them. OSHA-regulated summonings.
You get a knock at the door. Oh, shit, it's the police. Yeah, we just want to check if your demon summoning is up to code here. Yeah,
you summoning demons in there? Yeah. Are you using real candles? Yeah. We're coming in.
Yeah, we had to shut down a goat sacrifice ceremony the other week, and not because of the goat. It's because they just didn't have the right drainage system.
They didn't have the permits.
If you're gonna slaughter a goat to Odin, make sure
you have the rights.
Yeah.
All right, number 2.
All right. How about those long lines at the grocery store? You're checking out, right? You're waiting there. You got nothing to do. Boom, let's turn grocery store lines into conga lines. I got Oreos. Hey, look at my peanut butter. Yeah. Bananas are so cheap. Yeah. Everything else is expensive.
Bananas are a produce. Nothing's cheap in the produce section.
Bananas are still kind of cheap, but I feel ya. That's like the only thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are no vegetables anymore.
No, there are not. And number 1...
I don't know why I wrote this. So hang on to your pants, Sally.
I'm holding.
Okay, good. Reassuring children their pet is going to be okay.
Why?
Yeah, I said I don't know why I wrote that. Something about dancing while doing that just turns the whole thing into like this twisted, sick nightmare.
That should have been telling your child that the pet had to go live at the farm upstate.
I mean, either way, it's kind of the same sentiment. Sorry, little Bobby.
Sorry you guys had to find out this way about your goldfish.
Yeah, over this shitty podcast.
Yeah. That has gone about 25 minutes without talking about Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, this is a Pokemon podcast.
Yeah. Let's talk about Pokemon,
Thanks for hanging out, folks. Let's get into the Pokemon episode. So we are going to jump into episode
Illusion
123. Illusion Confusion.
And so we start off, we're in a forest. Shocker. Where a lot of episodes start. And we're lost again. Also, not a surprise, as always happens when Ash is in charge. But he's bullheaded, strong about it. He's like, trust me, I know where I'm going, and he runs off.
Yeah, both him and Brock claim that they're not lost. They just don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Pikachu looks so stressed here. And yeah, Ash manically running. Well, that's a move. Have you ever been lost and decided just to power through?
No, I can't say I have.
Me either.
So then it's night. They're officially lost this time in the middle of nowhere. Ash is like, well, nowhere is somewhere.
Everywhere is somewhere, Misty.
Yeah. And then we get some spooky sounds.
Dark and spooky, creepy noises. Brock reminds him that it isn't him making the noises. Good self-awareness, Brock. We do look to you when creepy things are happening.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The trees get a spooky face on them. Scares the gang. They run around, terrified, when suddenly a Hoothoot flashes them with a bright red light. This is foresight, I believe it's using, and the trees go back to normal.
Okay, so let's talk about this Hoothoot thing. It's an owl. Thank you.
The owl guy.
Quite cute. So he stands on one leg is the deal, right?
Yes. He has 2 legs, but he only typically uses one at a time.
So where is the other? It's just like up
in his
inside
body.
Of him?
Yep.
So it's like a retractable limb.
Mm-hmm.
And where is his penis?
Well, he's a bird, so he would have a cloaca, wouldn't he?
Oh, well done. You've been paying attention.
I have, yes.
We've talked about cloaca before on the podcast.
Yep. No, the interesting thing, or one of the neat things about Hoothoot in the old 3D games, in like Stadium and Coliseum and XD, his model animation is him hopping in place. And if you watch his animation, every time he hops, his leg goes up into his body and the other one comes out.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Oh, so you get like a bit of a better idea of like how it works.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is not what we'll see in this episode, because he actually does run around on 2 feet.
Oh, really?
Weird.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But usually when they show him, he is perched on one, right?
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. A full minute about owl legs. Thank you. So let's let this move that he uses. You said it's called Foresight. It's basically like he turns into a red headlamp.
Yeah, and this is just another liberty of the show. Foresight in the games, you use it, and then it ensures your next move will hit basically.
Oh, okay.
Basically ensures accuracy.
And here it has the ability to dispel illusions, which is quite interesting. Do you know, is there any like game lore background that they're playing on here? Like, was there like a dex entry about like
no
Hoothoot, or it's just like this is maybe more of like an old Japanese, like, I don't know, looking at owls as like somewhat spiritual or associating them with yokai or something, maybe?
No, I'm looking at dex entries, and it's all about how it stands on one foot or it has a perfect sense of time.
Okay, so this was a pretty big liberty associating them with like spirits and ghosts and stuff.
With that Hoothoot, whose hoot is that?
Oaks.
It's Gary's hoot. Hoot.
I'm right. Gary is an oak.
Yeah. Gary saved him. He's like, didn't you know that you need a Hoothoot to get through this forest? Idiot Ash.
You know,
he didn't know before entering the forest.
I was getting worried from the last time that we saw Gary that he'd matured and wasn't
that wasn't going to be a dick anymore.
Wasn't quite a butt munch anymore. So it was so relieving to hear him being a swarmy asshole again.
Yeah, he berates them. He's like, yeah, you're going to get lost forever if you don't find a Hoothoot.
Forever.
But they ask him, like, why are you still here? And he's like, well, I'm catching a lot of Pokemon, obviously.
Yeah, he has no vulnerability.
So he walks off. He doesn't even offer to, like, help them get out of the forest.
Yeah, y'all fucked. See ya.
Yeah. And so Brock's like, I've got a great idea. Let's find a Hoothoot.
Oh, I wrote that down as a stupid detective moment.
Crazy,
because it's like,
crazy.
It's a good job, Brock. You were just like at least a little bit paying attention to the dialogue. You had the minimal amount of comprehension needed.
That's a new one. For Brock. So anyway, they're gonna go with that idea, try to find a Hoothoot, and they're gonna yell around for the Hoothoot.
I think that's the funniest idea here, is that they decide to look for a Hoothoot, so they start going, Hoothoots, where are ya?
Yeah.
Are you under this shrub? Are you in this tree?
And with that, I have an email from a listener, from Tristan, and we all know Tristan. He says, I don't think the best strategy to capture a Pokemon is to just yell out for it over and over like the twerps were doing trying to find a Hoothoot. I would think that would scare the Pokemon to not want to come near you.
Okay, I got a couple things on that. So let's address the question head on first, or the comment about, yes, that's not a good way to attract Pokemon. And I would say, yes, the gang indeed is acting like idiots here. But what is more interesting about that comment, Kellan, to me, is that Tristan referred to the gang as the twerps.
Ooh.
Tristan, do you work for Team Rocket?
Could you?
Are you in their pocket?
Jacques.
Are you getting paychecks from Giovanni?
Betrayal.
Has this been a long run? That's what you are to TKAD? You're trying to do us dirty like that? All for Team Rocket's glory?
He's gonna cancel us. Oh, God. Be careful what you say around him.
Well, that's cool.
We jest.
Yeah.
Or do we?
Let's keep it mysterious.
Anyway.
So they're yelling for a Hoothoot. And although Tristan says that isn't a good tactic, it sort of works, because suddenly a Hoothoot just appears in front of Misty.
But it seems to really like Misty.
And hates man, so it immediately is attracted to Misty, following her, but it's like pecking at Ash and running away.
Yeah, and this is where he runs off on both legs. He runs off like a person.
The two-limb skedaddle.
Yeah.
Now the gang chases, and they follow Hoothoot all the way to Stonehenge in England.
Yep. Yeah, it was foreshadowing to Gen 8, really.
Which takes place in England, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the UK in general, I think. But they think maybe that's just an illusion, too. That's not. Okay, so they keep chasing it.
Did we ever find out what the point of Stonehenge was?
No, it comes back at the end, but that was it.
They don't explain it, though.
No, not at all. So they keep chasing him. Ash tries to get Pikachu to use a Thunder Shock, but Hoothoot just attacks at Ash again until this some old lady shows up, and they're like, well, she must be an illusion because nothing this ugly exists in real life.
Something that ugly only exists in nightmares. And then the old lady screams, well, wake up, Sonny, I'm the best looking thing around here. Brock goes, it's real. I actually laughed aloud at that whole scene. I thought that was hilarious.
It's so stupid.
It is so stupid, but that's what I watch cartoons for.
It is funny.
Shit like that. And it's not because she's like, okay, let's get out of the way. It's not because like she's ugly. It's because she's like comically like, what's the word? Like, I don't know, sour looking, right? She's like this like tiny, grumpy package of something. I don't know.
Of salt.
Yeah.
This is Hagatha, which I mean, if we're gonna go the ugly route, the name's not doing her any favors.
No, let's name her Agatha. That's a little bit too nice. Hagatha. You're promoted.
Yeah, that's not gonna get her bullied. No, never. No. She is a real person though, and she rents out Hoothoot to passing travelers to help them through the forest, as Hoothoot have the ability to see through illusions.
It's pretty cool. And this is where they learned that Gary, that son of a bitch, had rented a Hoothoot like everybody else does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that wasn't his Hoothoot.
No. It's a rental, Gary. That's like the loser who zooms by in like a sports car and is like, check me out, and it's like a rental.
Yeah, exactly. But she only has one Hoothoot left, and it's this one that the gang has found. But it's never gotten a single traveler through the woods safely. And this is where I think Hagatha is not being a true Hoothoot salesperson because she has a lemon and she is not trying to sell it.
Okay. So you don't think she's totally the car merchant of doom here?
No. What's she doing? You're supposed to be a bad person if you're selling used Hootoots.
Just to keep up the stereotype.
That's the stereotype. Yeah.
And thus Hagatha has proven to Kellan and all of us that used car salespeople are not all scum.
Mm-hmm. Life lessons with
Life
TKAD.
lessons.
Put that on a shirt. Not all used car salesmen are scum.
Yeah. That's merch, baby.
TKAD. I love that idea of shirts with just random ass quotes on them.
Extremely out of context,
that's such a good idea.
Non-Pokemon related merch.
Shout us out in the comments if you'd buy that. That's such a good idea.
I don't think anybody will, but one can dream.
Hey, if even one person will, that's a win in my books.
If only one person will, we won't make it, though. I don't know what the line is, but...
Maybe I'll make it special order.
Oh,
I'll get some, t-shirt paper, printer paper you, iron on.
It's even more scuffed. We make it out of duct tape.
This is such a good idea. Oh, I'm setting up a merch store in my apartment.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, man. I'll make all the logo, all the designs in Photoshop, and it'll be 5-minute designs, and it'll be super scuffed.
Scuffed
This is a great idea.
Kellan.
Okay, as I'm editing, I need to start writing down quotes I can go on t-shirts.
Scuffedshirts.com.
Okay, anyway.
Domain.
Pokemon,
right. So there is only one Hoothoot left. It's a lemon, but Hagatha has acknowledged it as a lemon. There was a traveler who tried to use it once upon a time. They came back 3 days later starved. They never came back. So Hagatha warns the gang, why don't you wait till tomorrow? There's going to be some returns, and you can take out, a seasoned Hoothoot.
Yeah, just get the Hoothoot back, and then we'll give it a wash and fill it up with gas, and you'll be ready to go in 20 minutes.
Give this sucker a full tank.
But, of course, Ash is like, no, we gotta catch up to Gary. He can't get ahead of me. We'll just take this Hoothoot. If I'm a good trainer, he'll listen to me. He won't. No.
Hagatha says he only likes pretty girls, and Ash goes, too bad there are none. And we get this beautiful little piece of animation where Misty and Hagatha both transcend the physical realm and become these demonic spirits of hatred. They're eyes turn into crosses and these
they get lens flares on their eyes.
Yeah, lens flares on their eyes. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And they go, what did you say? With this otherworldly demonic voice.
Meanwhile, Team Rocket are also lost in the woods. When they spot the gang has the Hoothoot now, the lemon Hoothoot. And then back to the gang. Oh my goodness. Hoothoot gets spooked and illusions start to appear to scare everybody.
Right, so there's these ghosts, these blue fireballs that sort of rotate around the gang. The gang is freaking out, obviously. It's kind of freaky. Team Rocket watching sees nothing. So that teaches us a bit about how these illusions work. They are in the eye of the beholder, but they do project onto a group, right? So presumably here, Misty, Brock, Pikachu, Ash are seeing the same illusion. Team Rocket seeing nothing.
And then Hoothoot doesn't do his job.
Yeah, Ash is
until
screaming,
Misty
"Help
asks.
us, Hoothoot!" Nothing. "Do it for me," says Misty. Oh, he helps now.
Yeah, except he doesn't do it. He's bad at it, and
He
it
tries.
doesn't work. Yeah, he tries, that's it. Misty begs him, so he tries again, and then these little fires illusion thingies form into one giant fire illusion, and Hoothoot runs off, scared, and the gang follows suit.
And Team Rocket just thinks the gang has totally lost their mind.
Yeah.
They found some mushrooms in this forest. You know what I'm saying?
So Ash then scolds Hoothoot for being a weak-ass punk, and Misty says it's Ash's fault because Hagatha warned you. And I'm on Misty's side here. Ash, she told you.
Well, you know what? I can kind of see both perspectives here. I kind of can. And hear me out. So I agree with you. Ash has made a stupid decision. They should have just waited.
Shocker.
But this Hoothoot is not living up to its potential. And it kind of, I think, did need a pep talk. Now, Ash's pep talk wasn't that great. He, grabs it and is like, "Get serious, bitch." That's not really great. But I think that the Hoothoot does need a strong mentor to sort of teach him, to apply itself, you know?
Yeah.
Ash doesn't do that, but...
Yeah, Ash is not the mentor that this Hoothoot needs.
Misty says that a bit more eloquently. She says, if you help us, you'll be helping yourself.
Yeah.
You'll grow.
Yeah, and Ash doesn't put it very eloquently because he yells, "Hoothoot needs to start acting like a real Pokemon."
Oh, no. A real Pokemon?
Ash.
Oh, my goodness. I wish Graham acted like a real boy instead of playing with action figures and watching cartoons. How much would that hurt?
Oh, jab to the heart.
I'm glad I didn't have shithole parents like that.
Me too.
They were supportive.
Ash is like, all he has to do is try. Maybe he is trying, Ash. This is a very boomer moment of you.
To which I still kind of agree with the sentiment. I just don't agree with how he's doing it at all. He's communicating it so poorly, there's no empathy.
But Misty asks him and tries to empathize with it, and he agrees finally. And then suddenly Pikachu gets tied up and fished away.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Ash
grabs on, gets pulled in with him. It's Team Rocket, surprise, surprise. Prepare for trouble, now we win, and make a double. We'll reel you in. And then Ash George of the Jungle's into a tree.
Yeah. Ash swings into a wall, implants on the sheet. Team Rocket will make an excellent impression.
Now that Pikachu is our possession. And they put Pikachu into a cooler.
They stuff him into a box, but you're kind of right now that I reflect on it. They're going fishing. You need to keep that Pikachu on ice.
Exactly. They're taking him down to the black market, selling his organs. Yeah.
Ooh. Wow. And I made the joke earlier this episode about the kid's pet being okay.
The next episode opens with Pikachu waking up in a motel bathtub with stitches across his stomach.
How the fuck did I get to Tijuana?
You might be wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Freeze frame. It all happened a few days ago. I was in San Diego and decided to go down a back alley.
But it's Pikachu, so all it is Pika, 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 Pika. Not actual English.
The whole episode. There is something really appealing about views of a Pokemon where, in the real world, they're just saying their name, but then you get their point of view, and it's this super serious melodrama.
Yeah.
I remember the last time that I saw her face. I'll never forget the way that she looked in the sunlight. That was years before I had that sort of regret. It pains me to this day. Pika, Pika.
Unless I'm putting this on the fan art list, Pikachu gets his organs stolen.
Oh, wow. That's the kind of thing we'll read later.
Exactly.
And be like, context. What the fuck were we talking about?
That's a good one, though. Oh, my God. Anyway, Team Rocket tried to escape on a boat that's attached to a rope or something.
This was so random to me. I was like, weird. Why is there a boat here? They just like to keep up with this weird fishing trope that they're doing. And they're like, this is smooth sailing. But the rope breaks, boat shatters, Pikachu flies right back to Ash. James brought a cheap line, is what we learned.
Hoothoot sees how happy Pikachu is to be back with Ash. And I don't know if that really had any merit on anything later.
I think it does.
It happened.
I think it's like, okay, who does seeing sort of the virtue of helping people, I guess.
And so it's battle time. Arbok and Victory Bell, who eats James, of course. James says, I said go ahead, not get ahead.
Good one, Jimmy.
And so Ash goes for Bulbasaur, but Hoothoot starts freaking out about something. Suddenly, Team Rocket sees a Dragonite.
Oh, man. Want to catch it? There's a fucking Dragonite here.
And Arbok and Victory Bell go after it, but it darts off. And Team Rocket give chase. And
we want you to meet our boss, they scream.
We see from the gang's perspective, this is, of course, an illusion.
Yeah, there is no Dragonite there. I also like how the Dragonite looked so superficially, like, planted onto the street. That was kind of a nice touch. It was almost like they just had, like, a cheap bitmap they were, like, waving in front.
Then, when suddenly a bunch of Ash show up, duplicates of Ash, a ton of them.
Oh my god, it's the... Oh, fuck. Why? Well, how did that word just pop out of my brain?
Clones?
It's the Dittos! I forgot the word ditto. Oh my god. Okay, let's do that again.
It's the Dildos.
Attack of the Dildos. They're everywhere. For first-time listeners, I have often accidentally said dildo instead of ditto.
Multiple times.
I apologize for all of those
it's funny.
sins.
Don't apologize. That's weak
Don't
sauce.
apologize if it's funny.
Exactly.
Act like a real Pokemon.
Bunch of Ashes. Which one's the real Ash? Pikachu can't tell, and he's getting stressed out. He's getting real upset.
Yeah, especially when they all start gaslighting him, because they're like, I'm the real one. Don't you know me? No, you know me. Look at me, Pikachu. You know me. And Pikachu's like,
And then he bolts them all to find the real Ash.
He's like, when in doubt, I just blast.
Yeah, it worked. So, and then suddenly bugs. Bunch of bug Pokemon surround Misty, whose bug phobia is back.
Right, they yell at her that it's not real. She says, it feels real to me. Oh, very profound, Misty.
And Hoothoot runs away like a little baby. When Ash yells at him again to get his shit together, he should be ashamed of himself. Fuck you, Hoothoot.
And this is the kind of moment where, again, so I don't really agree with that kind of communication. But yeah, I think that this was where Hoothoot needed a bit of a kick in the pants to be
needed to step up.
Look, I know that you don't want to abandon Misty here, but you can help her. You can step up to the plate and you can make a difference.
Exactly. And so he finally does, and he tries again with his foresight, and he's able to dispel the illusions, revealing that a bunch of Haunter and Gengar are in the woods, creating said illusions.
Quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that Ash didn't try to catch one?
Oh, yeah, of course.
There were tons.
He tries to catch everything.
He didn't try.
Yeah. I mean, he's just so freaked out, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
he was too busy verbally abusing Hoothoot.
Right. When an owl needs a verbal abuse, ghosts are frequently not top of mind.
Second thought, yeah.
Yeah.
So Bulbasaur, who's still out apparently, vine whips them, knocks them out of the tree, and then Thunderbolt makes them run away. Ash, of course, takes all the credit, thinks that he finally got Hoothoot to listen to him. But Hoothoot pecks him and runs to Misty. And
that was a very Ash thing to do.
Of course,
it was all me.
Taking all the credit, he does that every
really, Ash.
Yeah. And so at sunrise, they're back at that stone formation we found.
Sunset, sunrise.
Sunrise, sunset. Back at that storm formation.
You do that every time I say that. And I still don't know what you're referencing.
Yeah, me neither. Then Hagatha appears again. They're like, oh, it's Hagatha. And she's like, that's my twin sister. My name's Nagatha. Your parents really needed a baby book or something.
Yeah, I've heard of themes, but come on.
You know, that's what draws these two episodes together is stupidly named things. These sisters
twins.
And then
it's twins.
The Blossom.
Oh my God, yeah. Kellan, we totally misunderstood the coming together of these two episodes. We thought it was spookiness and dance. It is actually the twins episode. Top
Poorly
10
named twins.
The movie Twins, starring Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. The two girls from The Shining. I'm doing top 10 twins right now. Give me some other twins. Phoebe and Ursula from Friends.
The Olsen twins.
I mean, those are twins. I don't think they deserve to be on my list, though.
Hey, they were a great part of Full House.
That's true. All right, the Olsen twins. Are there any other twins?
We can do this. We can get to 10.
You think we can name 10 twins? Okay, the Winklevoss twins from The Social Network.
There you go.
Oh, these two guys I went to high school with. They were pretty funny, especially when they would get drunk. They're twins.
The Sprouse twins.
Oh, the Sweet Life twins. Yeah. Okay, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. How many twins are we at? Like 6?
I think so, something like
Let's
that.
say we've got 6. 4 more.
The 2 babies that Monica and Chandler get in the series finale of Friends.
Wow, and second Friends when we are digging really deep here. All right.
Yeah.
Can we think of 3 more twins? Is this even possible?
Oh, the Weasley twins.
Oh, good one. Fred and George.
Of course.
Very nice. How did we forget that for so long?
Exactly. I mean, there's probably twins in, like, Star Wars, aren't there? There's gotta be.
I think that Luke and Leia are technically twins, actually.
Oh, Phil and Lil from the Rugrats.
Oh, that's a good one. Phil and Lil from the Rugrats. I'm going to have to Google, are Luke and Leia twins? I think they are. Yeah, they're twins.
Don't they, like, make out or something at some point?
Yeah, they do. Star Wars contains
That's weird.
incest. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Actually, Kellan, it's even better. It contains twincest.
Ah.
I think we got to 10.
Did we?
Yeah, if we count Luke and Leia. And they are twins, so... I forget they're twins.
Oh, we'll throw in Jacob and Esau from the Bible. We need our obligatory Bible reference.
It's been a while, actually.
Sons of Isaac. Yeah.
Oh, they're the ones that, like, he's going to sacrifice? No, that's Abraham to
I don't
Isaac.
know.
Never mind.
I don't know.
I don't know who these bastards are.
Me neither.
Does
Anyway,
Jacob have a multicolored coat?
No, that's Joseph.
Oh, that's Joseph. Damn.
Yeah, I think that's 10. Something like that.
All right, so back to Pokemon. It's Hagatha and now Agatha the twin. They
Nagatha.
call Hagatha... Oh, her name's Nagatha?
Hagatha and Nagatha. Yeah.
Nagatha. Oh, I missed that. I thought it was Agatha.
Agatha is the Elite Four member from Gen 1.
Oh, is she related to them?
Probably.
Okay, so Hagatha and Nagatha, the twins, they call Hagatha to confirm. Yep, they're actually out of the forest. That's good. They didn't even realize it. They thought they'd gone around in a circle.
Yeah.
No illusions of a challenge ahead, the announcer says.
Yeah, and then we go to back to Team Rocket. They're relaxing on the beach. Except it's not the beach. It's the forest still. And they're surrounded by the Haunter and Gengar.
It's actually terrifying. They're caught in this perpetual fantasy while they rot away in the forest.
But even in the forest, they actually had like the beach chairs and the umbrella.
Where'd they get those from?
I don't know.
Did Gengar supply them?
I was waiting at the end of this episode for the reveal that the Haunter and Gengar also belong to Hagatha and Agatha. Like they were creating a problem so they could sell the solution.
That would be funny, actually. Yeah. It's a whole
scheme. No. Anyway, that's the episode.
All right, so literary hour. I'm really fascinated by this enchanted forest trope, which is a really old trope about
it's also an
the
old
mysterious,
forest,
about the spiritual being in the forest, right? And that you could go insane. We've even brought up stories like the Wendigo before about going into the forest and meeting spirits and being driven to madness. So this isn't even a new thing to sort of Pokemon or this podcast or like trope discussions as a whole. But since this is such like an old theme, there's actually a pretty good foundation in sort of like, I guess what you would call British mythology. So King Arthur, Arthurian legend, there is a core forest that takes place in there called Broceliande or something like that is supposed to be full of fairies and sort of magical things. I think that also has to do with like Merlins. I'm thinking of like that old cartoon, The Sword in the Stone, right? Like the forest around there. And of course that Dollar in the Jar inspired Tolkien heavily. So we see this sort of forest trope in a lot of Tolkien's work. So there's the Mirkwood, where the elves live in The Hobbit. And it's home to like giant spiders and a bunch of creepy stuff. We see the Old Forest, which the hobbits travel out of at the beginning of Lord of the Rings. And that is kind of something that you get lost in, right? So it's like, it's really hard to navigate. And the forest actually shifts to kind of trap you there. So that is really reminiscent of this episode. We've got Fangorn, where the Ents live, as this like old as balls. This forest is old as balls, as Legolas says when he walks in there. And then, of course, like taking that, we jump to Harry Potter, which was very influenced by Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. The forest around the castle, around Hogwarts, where they send kids into for detention.
Don't go into this forest, it's deadly, but you'll go in there if we want to punish you.
It's the most horrible forest. There's giant spiders and people drink unicorn blood. And what's this? You didn't turn your homework in time? To the forest.
While you were talking, I thought of one more set of twins if we weren't at 10 already.
Okay.
Frank and Frank from the 2000 Canadian preschool animated show Timothy Goes to School.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a show about little animal guys going to school, and it's super cute.
Cool.
And I watched it a lot when I was
Canadian.
a kid. Yeah.
Nice.
Timothy is a raccoon. He has friends like Yoko, who's a cat, and Frank are bulldogs who are both named Frank, and their dad is named Frank. And every day they eat Franken beans for lunch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me that I think that's so cool.
They're literally named Frank 1 and Frank 2. So good.
Genius.
Anyway, yeah, if we weren't at 10, there's that 10th one.
There's another.
So let's rate this episode, shall we?
I do like that, Kellan, though, because when you said, while you were talking, I was like a little bit optimistic that you thought of other fantasy forests. But it's like the moment I said Lord of the Rings, you were like, Frankenbeans.
All right, let's rate it. Yeah, the only one I would have been able to give you was Harry Potter, and you brought that up already. So anyway,
yeah. All right, so plastic ping pong picture of objective ratings. This is the 4-pour baby. We're going to pull 2 categories at it from random. Rate the episode based on those categories. What do you got for me first, Kellan?
First category will be not how the game works.
Okay, we talked about foresight already.
Foresight.
Not how the game works. That was a big one. Also, Hoothoot's like attachment to the spiritual here is not the game concept. So
the fact that he runs around on 2 legs.
There you go. There you go. These aren't bad, actually.
Not
already.
bad.
Yeah. Because the whole episode hinges on concepts that are not how the game works.
This forest isn't in the game.
Okay.
There's no forest before Violet City.
There you go. There's no Hoothoot rental service.
There should have been. That would have been funny.
Fans have been clamoring for years. They cry a Game Freak. We can put up with the shittily rendered trees, but no Hoothoot rental service? That's appalling.
I'm not buying this game now.
Except I will, because I'm a Pokemon fan.
So I have no moral values.
Pikachu over morals.
Yeah, Ash has Bulbasaur, Vine Whip, Ghost Poison types, which would be a terrible, terrible idea.
Would it hit?
It would hit, but it would not do anything.
Okay, that's not that big of a deal, I guess.
No, it's like an extra 0.5.
Okay. I am going to score it above 5, though. This is in the above 5 territory.
Crazy.
It is a... I love quarters. I'm going 7.5.
Ooh, high score. I was thinking a little lower. I was thinking like 5.4.
Okay. I mean, I'm not appalled by that.
So that's a 6.45.
More not how the game works, but I feel like hinging an episode on move mechanics that are false should get points.
All right, second category. I pulled up the ping pong ball that I fully colored black.
Oh,
that's not a category yet. Yeah, so we have this fully black ping pong ball in the 4-pour. I am affectionately referring to as the Void. If anybody has an idea,
Void ball or Call
as to what the Void. As to what the Void could do, that would be great.
Maybe I'm thinking of it as we go, Kellan. What if it's Call of the Void? Have you heard that saying before?
Yes.
In reference to like intrusive thoughts, right?
Yes.
Like Call of the Void being like, I should swerve and go off the bridge.
Yes.
What if Call of the Void is like Ash's Call of the Void in this episode? So like stuff like him running way ahead into the forest randomly, or berating Hoothoot. So it's like intrusive thought energy.
I don't know. I feel like the Void, like that could be its own like category, but I think the physical Void ball should be something that we pull and we're like, oh no, because it does something really bad to the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Or to the ratings or something. Like it has an effect on things.
Like a mechanical effect.
Yeah. Like let's make this more complicated. Let's do it. I want to do that. So if anybody has any ideas for what the Void could do. To
make it complicated.
Yes.
Well, we're really just outsourcing when we don't have ideas.
Yep. Okay. The obvious idea is the Auto 0, because we have an Auto 10, but that's boring. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the Void
There
ball.
should be more like a punishment. When we pull the Void, we have to watch a Digimon episode.
Nothing that punishing.
Oh, okay. Aw. I like the Digimon anime.
All right, real category number 2. That's a good one. Ash moron moments.
Okay, well, he screams at Hoothoot. He runs into the forest. He tries to find a Hoothoot by screaming everywhere. He's a big fat moron this episode.
He yells at a woman that she's ugly to her face.
8.05.
That's pretty bad. That's specific.
The 0.05 comes from him yelling at the woman to his face.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm up there too. I'm going to go even higher. I'm going to say 9, just a flat 9.
Flat 9, nice.
So that is an 8.525 for that, which overall gives Illusion Confusion 7.4875.
This is a solid score.
Solid score. Let's move on to episode 124, Flower Power.
All right, this is the dance episode. We made it to the dance episode. Get hype. We are finally out of the woods. Is it Violet City?
No. It's Florando.
It's Florando. So is that like Orlando, but like, and Florida mixed together?
I think that's what they were going for. Yeah, I don't know.
Florando.
That's all we can go with.
It's a big city. Misty wants to relax. Brock, though, is sniffing because
the most
he knows that
unhinged
cities
things he's
are
ever said.
full of girls that need to be protected.
And he's angry. He's very upset with Misty. He's like, well, there's no time to relax when there's a city full of girls needing to be protected. Jesus Christ, Brock.
Well, and Misty says what everybody's thinking. Protected from you.
Yeah.
Which, that is a weird thing. Brock has some problems here. He needs a therapist.
Knighting,
he actually needs a therapist.
Really does. But then some girl who definitely shares a voice actor with Delia shows up and gives them a flyer for the Pokemon exhibition, which is some
an outdoor
sort of
festival.
Show.
Yeah. Brock and Misty have heard about it in Pokemon Trainer Monthly. I would love to get my hands on that.
I would too, yes. Ash thinks he could do a show with his Pokemon. Misty and Brock like, yeah, like a stage show? He's like, no, like a television show. And everybody falls over. Really, like, dramatically. Like, this is a big one.
Right.
And they're like, who would watch anything like that?
And that is when the viewers realize that they have been insulted.
And then we cut to the next scene, and Brock is dragging them. He's like, now, let's go see some real entertainment.
Right, and this is where we see that this outdoor, the outdoor exhibit isn't happening yet, but this city is full of street performers. That's kind of the niche here. So we've got a Flareon jumping through a flaming hoop. We've got an Oddish balancing on an electrode. We have a ring of Mankeys dancing. That one's hilarious because I don't really know what they're doing. Just like having a rave.
Just dancing, yeah.
We've got Alakazam with a gigantic spoon, proving that he can bend even big spoons with his mind. Very cool. And then we've got some hip-hop music playing. We've got a water Pokemon living fountain. And then, okay, what's this? The music cuts us a little bit closer. But we've got these two little flower creatures breaking it down.
And what are these flower creatures?
Yeah, what are they, Kellan?
They're Blossom.
So that's Bell-Awesome, right?
Bell-Awesome,
like
yes.
An awesome blossom.
Yes, Bell and Blossom. And I don't believe a single time in this episode they mention that Blossom is an evolution of Gloom.
What? I didn't even remember that. Really?
Yeah, it's a split evolution.
So it goes Oddish, Gloom, and then either Vileplume or Blossom.
Yeah.
Oh, and how do you differentiate the different stone?
If you give Gloom a grass or a leaf stone, it's Vileplume. If you give Gloom a sunstone, which was new to Gen 2, it becomes Blossom.
Oh, right. So this is like Happy Gloom.
Yeah.
Huh.
Interestingly, Blossom is the only Pokemon to straight up lose a type upon evolution. Like, it doesn't get its type replaced. It just loses one. Like, Gloom is grass poison type. Blossom is pure grass.
Oh, and you think this is one of the only, if not the only example of that?
I think it's the only example of that. Like, some Pokemon change type upon evolution, but Blossom straight up loses one. It just it goes from dual type to single type.
Wow, that's wild.
Which is interesting. But yeah, Blossom is an evolution of Gloom, and it's never mentioned in the episode at all.
Nope, I completely forgot that.
Which is very strange to me.
It doesn't look that much like the other
not really,
evolutions it shares with. It is this blue anthropomorphized blobbish thing that has like a hula skirt of grass and some flowers on its head.
Yeah, it's a beta design. Its skin, which is now like a light green, its beta design had that same navy skin that Gloom and Vileplume and Oddish have. So it looks a little more related. But yeah, they changed it, and it does not really look like a Gloom evolution. But I like Blossom.
Yeah, neat design cute. Overall, though, yeah.
Super cute.
So Flower Pokemon, it's got acrobatic dancing abilities, and we see them break dancing to Salt and Peppa here.
Yeah, they break it down.
Now for the gravity-defying grand finale. One of them grabs the other, throws in the air. The blossom is spinning, and what is this? Something is wrong. It is not going to land well, but Ash catches it from the crowd. Very nice, Ash.
Yeah, Ash catches it, and this girl who's training the blossom is like, well, you're in the right place at the right time as far as I'm concerned. And then Brock jumps in. He's like, my name's Brock, and as far as I'm concerned, any place you are and any time you're there is the right place and the right time for me.
And Misty just drags him away by his ear. There's a time and place for everything, but it's not you and it's not now.
Brock is insane, but at least he's getting checked more often now and in more humorous ways, which is fun.
Misty sort of keeping him in bounds is kind of funny.
Yeah, she's Brock blocking him.
Oh, you nailed it, Brock blocking. Maybe that's the new Misty ball, Brock block. Well, those would be horny.
That's just
Brock
with horny
moments.
Brock moments, yeah. It's like how if we did the I was just thinking the Ash Call to the Void thing. I think Ash Moron moments really encompasses those.
Yeah, heavy correlation. You're right.
So later they have a drink. They crack open some soda, some cheersing going on. Togepi and Pikachu share a soda.
Yep,
Super
very
cute.
Very cute.
Very cute. And then this is Bailey. Bailey, the Blossom trainer, with her two incredibly creatively named Blossom, Belle and Bella.
Are you even trying, Bailey?
Come on, Bailey.
You could have named them Slagathor and Saint Maurice. But you went with Bella and Bella.
Saint Maurice?
That'd be a sick name for a Pokemon. Come on, Saint Maurice, we're going to battle.
That's what I'll name my second cat.
Yeah, there you go, Saint
My
Maurice.
first cat is named Bob Saget.
That's a good name, too. Yeah.
I'm not even joking. If I get a cat, I'm naming it Bob Saget. And I was planning to do that before he died, so it's not in bad taste.
Well, now it's just an homage.
Yeah, I also just loved Bob Saget, so.
Yeah.
Bella and Bella, horrible names. Ash and Misty introduced them and their Pokemon. They're like, I'm Ash, and this is Pikachu. I'm Misty, this is Togepi. And Brock's like, who cares about their Pokemon? I'm Brock.
I'm Brock, and I'm horny. And they're like, oh my god, go die, Brock.
Bailey's plan originally was to participate in the Pokemon Exposition, but their Belloop-de-Loop hasn't been working out lately. Since they got to town, just hasn't been working for some reason.
And this episode is all about how Bella got her groove back.
Except we will never know how she got her groove back, because they don't explain what happened that she lost her groove.
I've never seen Stella lost her groove, or whatever. Stella got her groove back, whatever the hell it's called. So I don't know what the deal with Stella's groove is.
Yeah, me neither. But seriously, they said it like this really mysterious thing, like, oh, our Balloop-de-Loop was fine, and then we got to town, and everything started to go bad. And there's never like an explanation of that. She just does it later, and it's fine.
I know, I thought that was going to come back, too. I thought that maybe Team Rocket had like something that threw off people's
like a radio
balance.
Interference.
Yeah, exactly.
Dog whistle that only Blossom
because they made
can
it
hear.
seem like there was something with this town.
Mm-hmm.
But there isn't.
So we go to Team Rocket. Speaking of them, they're walking around. They think there might be something happening in this
festive
city.
In the air.
What's going on?
I thought that was Meowth.
That was weird. Okay, James.
Was funny.
But I think Meowth points out it looks like some kind of street performance is going on. And Jesse and James get excited because they could show off their talents. And Meowth says, it'd be excitement if either of you had any talents to demonstrate.
Burn.
But Jesse comes in with the flamenco.
She goes, flamenco is in my blood. Meowth goes, better get a blood test.
And then James shows up in a frilly tutu. Pink tutu. And they set up a stage to show off their talking Meowth. They're not going to dance, apparently. They're going to show off talking Meowth. But he chokes. He can't do it. He can't perform.
Oh, no. Yeah, so step right up, feast your eyes and ears on the world's only walking, talking, and squawking Meowth, anywhere to be found. Meowth goes, oh boy, what am I going to say? So this crowd shows up. They want to see him. Meowth's got stage fright. And he just starts meowing. Crowd's booing. They pull me all off stage, get a bit of a sweet sentence. I get very inhibited when I'm being exhibited.
That was a good one. I wrote that one down too. But they tell him to just like do anything. But Meowth, he's too much of an actor. He is not going. He's not going to improv. It's beneath him. So he needs some lines to go off. And so Jesse writes him some jokes to tell.
Yeah, so Jesse's gonna write him jokes. James goes, I don't know, comedy is tricky. It's all in the delivery. I've got this.
So he goes on stage. What's a Pokemon with allergies say? Pikachu.
The crowd's like, are we supposed to laugh?
When should a Pokemon trainer make an appointment to see a doctor? When his Bulbasaur.
What? That's a joke? What? The crowd is even more confused.
They start to walk off. James whispers a joke in his ear. Hey, did you hear about the low-fat Pokemon? Caterpie.
They're like, what?
And then James, Butterfree!
It's Butterfree, you imbecile! That doesn't make sense. I like Caterpie better. That doesn't make any sense. I actually really liked this whole bit. That was so good.
So stupid.
With the bad joke.
It was wonderful. Yeah, let's give Meowth the Netflix special.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix killing it with stand-up. Let's get Meowth on there. I would definitely watch. I gotta ask what the fuck is with this crowd, though. Because they would first surrounded it just on the premise to see a talking Meowth, okay? They were disappointed when the Meowth just meowed. Then it talks, but what it says isn't good enough.
No, I agree with the crowd here, because, like, yes, this Meowth may be talking, but is he really saying anything? No.
A good one.
No, he's
good
not.
One. Okay. Props for that, Kellan. That was beautiful.
It's more of a Cat in the Hat reference than anything.
Of the week goes to Kellan. Oh, it goes to Cat in the Hat. Okay, go.
Yeah, it goes to Cat in the Hat. Because the fish starts talking in Cat in the Hat, and Cat goes, he's talking, but is he really saying anything? No.
That's a great line.
It is a very good line. You got to watch that movie. You got to do that. People have asked
so many
for it.
Things
people are saying they want
you
to
watch, and so many things you want me to watch.
The
and
people
I think
want
we
it.
should do this thing again where I watch something very Grahamish and you watch something very Kellanish and we talk about it at the same time. So I'm gonna watch like The Godfather and you're gonna watch Cat in the Hat and we're gonna simultaneously review them.
That makes no sense to do it like that. We'd have to swap it. It's not funny to listen to me.
Okay. You're gonna watch The Godfather,
have to watch
and I'm gonna watch Cat in the Hat, and we'll do a simultaneous review.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be pretty epic. Yeah.
Anyway, it's supposed to be Butterfree, the punchline. Meowth fucked it up. Everyone else leaves. Jesse and James thinks they should have done their dancing for the crowd, and so now they have a bulldozer. Okay.
Oh my God, kill it. We should have done our dancing. Let's get a bulldozer.
Yep.
We did get a couple of sweet sentences there. They would have gone mad for my glad pirouettes, James says. Jesse goes, and I'll drive them wild with my great castanets.
And so they're driving down the street with their
in a
bulldozer. Ash sees them, and he's like, I recognize those voices.
Bulldozer or not, I know Team Rocket.
Stops them, even though they really aren't doing anything wrong here. Like, they're just trying to set up a booth.
Well, they're driving a bulldozer in I mean, there aren't even cars allowed, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's not zoned for that, huh?
No.
And so, great motto difference.
This is fun.
Prepare for trouble and a dance. I'm wearing tights instead of pants.
I'm not gonna lie, Kellan, I laughed out loud at that.
Me too, that was good. That was hilarious.
I'm wearing tights instead of pants. I know the rest of the chat is kind of the same. But they're dressed up and they're dancing during parts of it, and then Meowth goes, ta-da!
And so Bailey and the other Pokemon trainers here are going to defend their space.
Well, Pikachu and Ash want to fight first, but Bailey says, let the trainers defend it. Okay, cool.
It's not all about you, Ash.
Alakazam, that Chad Alakazam steps in again, lifts the bulldozer into the air, drops them. Now Team Rocket does bring out classic Arbok and Victory Bell, eats James. Are we going to get over that? I kind of like him tired of the eating James joke.
No, never. As long as it cuts the music, it's funny.
Okay, I mean, it is funny, but it's every episode. Does Victory Bell ever learn?
I don't think so. But Blossom comes out now, both of them. Bella and Bella. Arbok goes for the Poison Sting, but the Bells dodge. And then Victory Bell goes for a Swords Dance and is trying to attack and hit the Pokemon, but that is not how Swords Dance works. It's not a defensive move.
Right, just raises your attack, right?
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck the show's all about. Yeah. But either way, Blossom are dodging that, hopping around, and then Victory Bell and Arbok go for a wrap. And then Bell and Bella do some dodging and jumping and then slam right down into them. We get a great eye-popping effect from the two of them. It's great.
Perfect.
They go for a sleep powder. 3 moves too late. Should have done that at the start.
Yeah.
Victory Bell and Arbok fall asleep. Team Rocket run off. We'll be back for an encore.
They've been upstage making their grand exit.
And then, so later in the alley, Team Rocket eat meatballs.
Yeah, they are in a back alley eating meatballs, exactly. Jessie takes the last bite. She is kind of selfish like that. Meowth goes, how in the world am I going to survive if I keep on getting deprived? You tell them, Meowth.
James says, I guess renting that bulldozer didn't help our financial situation.
So this wasn't even just through Team Rocket.
Yeah.
They had to go rent a bulldozer. And we never found out what the bulldozer was for.
I guess not, no. Were they trying to take down everybody's stand? Because their whole plan was just to dance.
Yeah.
Like, up to now, their scheme has been pretty tame.
Were they going to involve their dance with the bulldozer somehow?
Ooh, that's
the first ever dance routine with a bulldozer.
That's some new age shit right there.
Very post-neo-modern.
Mm-hmm. But then a flyer for the exhibition flies in to them. Apparently, they still didn't know about this. But their plan now is to grab all of the Pokemon of the exhibition, and Meowth's going to grab a slice of pizza as well.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, too, because I kind of thought that's what this whole thing was about, was the exhibition.
Yeah.
And that this was like but wait, there's more Team Rocket coming.
So at night, Togepi and Pikachu dance with the Blossom, which is adorable.
Very
a lot of cute Pikachu stuff in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Bailey originally trained them to dance. We get the backstory. To cross-train for battling or something. And then realized the Blossom really liked to dance, and so they just focus on that now.
Yeah, and Bailey and Ash have a conversation about how there's actually a lot of similarities between battling and dance. Dancing is kind of like the fighter's footsteps that you're learning, and rhythm is very important. And she invites him to come to a workout tomorrow morning and see, and maybe incorporate that into some of Pikachu's training.
Mm-hmm. So... in the morning, Pikachu is training with the Blossom. He's back flipping with them and sidestep, double twirl pose. And super cute.
Very cute. I like how you could tell in Pikachu's face that he's like learning a new thing because he's doing it well, but he's clearly concentrating really hard.
Yeah. Super cute. I love it. And so now the Blossom are going to try the Belloop-de-Loop again. But once again, in the air, Belle fucks it up. Come on, Belle. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, not only do we not really see what the whole deal is, why, like, Bella lost her groove in this city, but we don't even really get what's going on during the loop-de-loop. Like, it just, like, it has this, like, white background suddenly and shows her face, and it's like, things went wrong.
Yeah, it's totally nondescript.
Yeah, it's just miscellaneous, generic
Something happened, I don't know.
Incident.
So at the exhibition, we look below the stage. 3 people are tied up, gagged, and we go back up. Team Rocket's hosting, of course. Of course it's them. They're hosting, they bring on the contestants and all of their Pokemon, and then from above, we get my sweet sentence of the episode from Meowth.
Mine too, yeah.
I may not know how to dance the flamenco, but I'm great when it comes to casting nets. Brilliant. That was so good. It's a great line.
He does cast a net all over the contestants.
Oh, and they net the Pokemon, take them off in the balloon.
My sweet sentence also.
That was very good. Take them off in the balloon, and so they're too high to get to in the balloon. Ash is wondering, how are we going to do this? And so logically, he goes for not his flying fucking dragon.
He gets Charizard to fly up there and burn it down, right?
No, he gets Heracross to launch Pikachu in the air with his horn. What?
Well, too bad their flying Pokemon aren't a thing. I guess we'll have to resort to catapults and trebuchets.
It's so stupid. Also, don't Heracross fly? Didn't we see that in the Heracross episode?
Yes, Heracross have wings, too. But launching a Pikachu is more effective.
We're gonna get him to fucking yeet Pikachu a cool 1 mile in the air.
This is also very dangerous. Okay, but it does give us this kind of fun animation of Pikachu flying up.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Jesse and James past Meowth with Pikachu murder face, gets to the top, bolts down the balloon.
Like, don't get me wrong. This was stupid as hell. This was the dumbest thing he could have thought of, but it was awesome. It kicked ass.
Yeah, was it Ash being a moron? Yes, it was. But was it Ash also sort of being like, I'm going to sacrifice intelligence for pure awesome?
Yeah.
Who needs smarts when you can be as cool as me?
Exactly, right? You'd all be like that. Team Rocket crashes to the ground, and it's battle time again. Arbok and Victor Bell versus Pikachu. Poison Sting. Pikachu dances around them. Looks like he's learned a little thing or two from Bell and Bella. Victory Bell goes for a takedown, which is the same as the swords dance we saw earlier. Ash tells him to do like the Blossom, so Pikachu starts hopping, dodging, and dancing.
Right.
And then Victory Bell and Arbok go for a double tackle, even though neither Victory Bell or Arbok can learn tackle. And Pikachu
but
leaps.
Together they can, apparently.
Pikachu leaps, and Victory Bell and Arbok collide midair with each other.
Initially, very beautiful.
Victory Bell goes for a wrap, grabs Pikachu by the foot. Arbok launches for a bite when Bailey lets the Blossom out of the net, and they go for the Bell loop-de-loop.
Right, and this is last minute, right? The Arbok is flying towards Pikachu from the top. The Bell loop-de-loop is lined up exactly from the side. Is it going to work, Kellan?
Whoop, bam! They knock Arbok right out of the air.
Beautiful. Bella got her groove back. Pikachu now freed. Thunderbolts Arbok and Victory Bell.
We get the synth gym theme going. As Bella gets her groove back, everything is cool now. Bell and Bella go for a Tornado Twister, which is not a move.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that? Basically, they dance so hard that they literally dance up a storm. And the Twister appears and hits Team Rocket.
But nevertheless, it sends Team Rocket spinning and blasting off again.
Yeah, and they just all spin away. Meowth says it's a real twist ending. I guess this one was written by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, and so I think Ash is like, how did you do that? And it's like, Ash, you do it every fucking episode.
What? Kill Team Rocket?
Kill Team Rocket, yeah.
But we were also asking, how did Bailey do this? Like, how did the loop-de-loop work? And how the fuck did they dance up a storm?
Yeah, I mean, we ask how and why many times an episode.
But there are none.
Yeah. So it's time for the exhibition now, for real. We see Bell and Bella jumping around, doing their acrobatics.
Oh, they're doing great.
One last time, it's time for the Bell loop-de-loop. She spins, petals fly. It went well. We still don't know why it didn't go well last time.
Yeah, we don't have a clue.
But okay.
This is almost like there's an actual plot going on here with the bells, but like we never learn it because this isn't from their point of view.
No.
Better left unsaid.
Very human-centric show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is all about
Pokemon tisk. So, meanwhile, then, Team Rocket are still spinning around town, literally.
Yeah, we got our rotations here.
Meowth asks, is this what they mean by a whirlwind tour?
Good one,
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And before we finish the episode, I've got a question from Alex here.
Okay.
A good one to discuss. When we start the episode in Florando, the Pokemon exhibition is going on. If you had a Pokemon exhibition, what Pokemon would you use and what kind of show/entertainment would you perform with them? Growlithe that jumps through rings of water? A ghost Pokemon haunted house? A Magikarp that can make the biggest splash of all?
Okay, we said before, help me remember this, Kellan. What was a Pokemon with a really big mouth that I wanted to have like a hot dog eating contest with? Do you remember?
Golbat?
Yes, I want to have a hot dog eating contest with Golbats. The Lickitung could join in too. I think that'd be fun.
Lickitung would be fun. Golbat versus Lickitung would be a match for the ages.
There you go. Pokemon eating contest.
Yeah. I can juggle, so I can like juggle Voltorb.
You can actually juggle?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Only 3 things. I can't juggle more than 3.
If you drop them, they explode. Are you still willing to do it?
That's what makes it interesting.
If I drop this, I die.
I mean, if I want to go like the pansy route, I can pick something smaller.
Like execute?
Yeah, I can juggle. I can't juggle 6 though. So.
Okay.
Execute is probably out of the question there. But so one of like the smaller guys, like a Caterpie. Those things are tiny.
Juggling Caterpie.
Just throw bugs in the air, yeah.
As long as they don't evolve while you're juggling them, and a Metapod just smacks you in the face.
Bonk.
Okay, thank you for the question, Alex. Shout us out in the comments what kind of Pokemon exhibit you would have.
Ooh, look at that. Fostering viewer interaction. Go us.
Thanks for calling it out. So, literary
anyway, that's the episode.
Hour,
Go for it.
We found a book, Capoeira, a Brazilian art form by Bira Almeida. Do you know what capoeira is, Kellan?
It is some kind of dance. I know that much.
It's like a dance martial arts. Yeah, so it's like from Brazil. We don't exactly know when it started, but it's pretty old, probably. There are some writing and paintings of it, like European ones from like the 1800s. There's this nice painting on Wikipedia here, Capoeira, or The Dance of War by Johann Moritz Regendas in 1825. But basically, it's like it's part dance, part martial arts, part game. I think like two people will evolve themselves in sort of like a dance battle, and I don't know the rules, but it is physical. And there are various martial arts movie over the years who've had like, oh my goodness, it's the capoeira fighter, right? So they like dance and like do like sweet moves while they're fighting. So yeah, I wanted to shout out capoeira because this episode is about combining dance and battle, and this is like a real world example of that. And the book, of course, is like a book of the history of this, and it looks like the history is through a Eurocentric lens because that's like the writing we have from it. So it is more about like interactions with Brazilians in the 1800s from various travelers from Europe. I don't see a good history from here, from the limited thing I viewed anyways, of like more historical, because it is likely very old. But yeah, part dance, part martial arts, part game, capoeira.
Okay, I got one. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Oh, it's fantastic. Like, you've seen the original Jumanji, right?
Yeah, I like the original Jumanji, but I heard that the remakes were like pretty bad.
What? Oh. No, the new ones are awesome.
Okay,
they're so good. They go into the game. It's sweet. It's a video game now, and they go into it, and it's awesome. At some point in Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, Karen Gillan's character, Ruby Roundhouse.
Oh, it actually has pretty good scores on Rotten
Yeah, it's fantastic. They're so much fun. Her character, one of her strengths is dance fighting.
Okay.
And so she seduces and beats up a guy by dancing and beating him up, and it's great.
Is it funny? Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
No, seriously. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Add it to the list. We gotta watch that.
Okay, so I gotta watch Welcome to the Jungle, and you will watch Dune.
Yeah. Seriously, the new Jumanjis are awesome. They're so much fun.
They look so dumb.
They're so good.
Is that just me? Like, did you think they looked dumb when you saw trailers?
No, I thought they looked badass.
Okay. I'm looking at them right now. Like, these look so bad.
They're so good.
Okay, well, I'll try to keep an open mind.
It's a bit of a subversion because, like, we've seen The Rock in the jungle, right? So many times. Yeah. But The Rock isn't playing The Rock's normal kind of character because he is an avatar for someone else. He's an avatar
I
for
don't
this,
want to talk about movies with you ever again.
He's an avatar for the nerdy, awkward guy. Yes, it does. Because personality-wise, he is the nerdy, awkward guy in the avatar body of The Rock. Jack Black's person who's playing Jack Black, like Jack Black's the game character, the person in him as the character is a preppy girl. Jack Black plays a preppy girl. It's great. Okay. It's incredible.
Yeah. I might watch it. This isn't really compelling me, though.
It's so good.
This is a pretty surface level subversion.
Kevin Hart can't eat cake. Or he blows up.
Kellan. Oh my God, Kellan. Oh my God.
That one's just funny.
Hilarious.
No, seriously. Take me seriously, damn it.
I'm trying, but you're killing me, Smalls.
It's great. It's so good. Dwayne Johnson isn't playing the badass. He's playing an awkward guy. It's great.
Let's get to the forepaw.
Let's rate it. Yeah, you're pissing me off now.
How am I pissing you off?
You're not taking my reviews seriously.
Because this sounds bad.
It's wonderful.
Okay. Well, I might watch it. I can't say anything until I watch it.
First category is World's Worst Detectives.
Okay, what did we have for that again? I think we had some in the last episode. I don't think we had one here, though, unfortunately.
I'll give a couple to Team Rocket, because at the beginning, they're like, there's something feels festive, and they can't figure out what's going on. And
there's
then,
like flyers everywhere, they're not even looking.
Yeah, and they don't know about the Pokemon exhibition until the flyer hits them in the face later in the episode.
Yeah, Team Rocket would be our world's worst detectives here. I mean, they're kind of the world's worst everything in this episode. Like, their bulldozer thing is so weird.
Yeah, Ash actually, like, recognizes their voices.
So that's a good detective.
That's, like, good detective. He doesn't recognize them until... Oh! On the stage, after Meowth casts nets, Bailey's like, you guys look awfully familiar. It's not to, like, take off their masks. Yeah. They're like, we are awful, and we should be familiar. Something like that.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's good.
So, yeah, that was probably the big one.
Bailey and Team Rocket are the bad detectives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Subversion. Oh my God.
These aren't my favorite bad detective moments, but I think they count. Yeah,
they're solid. It's like a 5.5.
I'm gonna go 4.5. I'm just on the edge there. I'm not quite over, but
that's
they're there. They're present.
flat 5 for that one.
Flat 5, baby.
And second category will be the soundtrack.
Ooh, okay. We do get that the music they use to dance to, the hip hop music, is borrowed from something else, though. I don't quite know what. It's like a beat that they've used before. It's maybe in like one of the outro songs or something. You know?
It's Bubblepedia had an instrumental version of "What Kind of Pokemon Are You?"
There you go. That's
what kind of Pokemon are you?
Yeah, but it's like just the beat from
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So that's solid. We get the kick-ass synth guitar or synth gym theme that I love.
Works. That works.
When Belle gets her groove back.
For a dance-themed episode, it could have gone harder with music.
It could have, yeah. So that knocks it a little bit. But a couple of good tracks that are not present in every episode.
Right. I think that's the first time we heard that instrumental hip-hop track.
Maybe, yeah. So
at least that jumped out at me.
Yeah. So that's
and
like
a dub edit. So that's interesting.
So that's like a 6.5.
Yeah, I was going to go 6. Flat 6.
So 6.25 for that. With a 5, that is 5.625. Above average episodes this week. We have only had, so far in Johto, 1 episode below a 5.
Johto supremacy.
Yeah.
Johto shall save us.
Crazy. Wow.
Johto is the Kwisatz Haderach. That's from Dune Kellan. Don't worry, I'm not having a stroke.
It was either that or fucking Lord of the Rings. So.
Well, they're kind of similar in some ways. They both have their own vocabulary, so.
Anyway, that is it for this week.
Yes. All right, Kellan. What are we going to do next week?
Next week is 2 more episodes. It's episode 125, Spin a Rack Attack, or in Japanese,
Spiders!
Itomaru! Exclamation mark. The Great Investigation! Double
not
exclamation mark.
Spiders!
Followed by episode 126, Snubble's Snobbery, or in Japanese, this is a good one, Bulu's Magnificent Life? Exclamation mark, question mark.
This Snubble episode looks like my kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that one. I like Snubble. He's cute.
That is next week, next Monday. Join us for that.
All right, Monday. Thank you for listening, loving the engagement, and questions. Reminder how you can engage with us. So the video version of the podcast is on Hydra Leech YouTube channel, youtube.com/HydraLeech. You can leave comments there. We also have a Gmail, which is tokilladelibird@gmail.com. There's also a Twitter, tokilladelibird is the handle. Intro and outro music is 80 Synthwave by Alexi Action. We have the audio-only version available wherever you can get fine podcasts. And please, if there's a platform you're looking for that isn't supported, just send us an email to that address, and we can look into it. Kellan is also runs on the TikTok, so that's called Hydra Leeches, and does Pokemon anime error videos mostly on there. So you did have an unboxing video recently. I watched that one where you were moaning. It's very nice.
It was weird.
I liked it. That was funny.
And join me on Twitch, Hydra Leech, for some balloons, or I'm doing some Simpsons hit and run single car challenges.
Challenges, yes. Pokemon. Simpsons hit and run. Imagine Pokemon hit and run. Pokemon can't get driver's licenses.
Aw, unfortunately. Anyway, also check out the YouTube if you're not for Pokemon Snap Versus going up on Saturdays.
There you go. That's where the three of us, so that's me, Kellan, and our producer, whatever he is, Nolan, have been competing on Pokemon Snap. We have a series going on there. It's the N64 Pokemon Snap.
Yes. And that's it.
All right. Did we rattle off all the things and stuff?
I think so. You guys can go now.
Kellan, I probably wouldn't hate Jumanji. I should
you would not. It's good. It's a great movie.
It's not about being good. Would I like it? That's a different question. But I think I would probably.
Saying it's a great movie.
Okay.
It's fun. It's action packed, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. That's important.
I just saw Dune, so I'm very in the serious movie mind, because that's the opposite. It's brutally serious.
Okay, but we also talk about Pokemon on the internet. So
you're right.
That's not serious at all. This is the least serious thing we've ever done.
That's true.
This podcast.
But we're serious about it. And that's the kind of people we are, folks.
Are we, though?
We're seriously doing it.
Demented.
We're seriously demented.